Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Daniel.
I'm Summer.
Abigail.
Gabriel.
And we are the Colombian cousins and our wives. And today we are watching a poll winner. Does anybody know what the poll winner was?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all do? That's my way of telling y'all to tell them.
Oh, BTS HARDSHIPS 2013 to 2021.
Yes.
Another one by xCeleste.
Another one.
Is that a song?
Yeah, I think so. DJ
No,
Khaled.
another one bites the dust.
Oh.
no.
Well,
There's
I
also
mean, yeah,
that.
that one, yeah.
So it says racism, mistreatment, accusations, and more struggles throughout the years.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This
This is going to be a heavy one.
Yeah, I don't think it's a comedy. But whenever we first watched the first xCeleste documentary way back when, this one we got a lot of recommendations to watch. But at the time, there was a lot of mixed. People were like, "Well, no, let's not
Give
show
them
them
some
that part yet."
time.
Blah blah. So this
Yeah.
is like one of those. It's like, I guess the natural progression is learn about their success, see where they've gotten, and like respect them and love
Right.
them, and
Yeah.
then learn. Everyone has their own.
Yeah. So
Order
that you
things.
can appreciate the struggles they went through
Yeah.
at this point.
We've
'Cause-
obviously seen some of it, like bits and pieces, kind of throughout. And obviously, sometimes we've gotten pretty defensive even. But this is a whole
Slightly.
half hour of it. So we might be pretty angry at the end.
Oh boy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But
Can't
even,
wait.
you know, it's funny because like whenever we get,
This is a great video to start off our recording day with.
even whenever we get like defensive on things though, a lot of people in the comments are like, as bad as it's been, it's made them who they are today. So everyone's kind of learned that this was necessary in the process. Maybe not necessary is the right word, but it kind of molded them.
Yeah, I learned a lot reading the comments from the Rise of Bangtan chapter 5.
Chapter
episode
5, the Coolio episode.
Yeah, I remember reading the comments on that.
And like people are like, yeah, we were upset too, but after time went on, like we understood, like
Yeah.
Well, they
Like-
had also said like their relationship changed even over.
Yeah. So we just have to know that, like we're just seeing it. It's a cut up version. It's all thrown at us, but it's not something that's all happening right now. It's just
Right.
what they lived, and you know they're fine.
And we
They're
haven't
obviously okay
experienced
now.
the full context even.
right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Same page? We're all on the same page?
Yep.
Got it?
Same page. Same page.
Okay.
This video was not
Oh,
made
let's
in
go.
order to
Was there something
Yeah.
else?
No.
No, let's
I was
go.
waiting for you to ask us if-
You usually ask us, and that's
You
part
usually
of the
say, here
thing.
we go.
Oh, I was trying to save time.
Or what does he always say?
I've been told I
Is that,
ramble.
you guys ready?
That's what you just said. You guys ready?
You guys
He
ready?
says, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Well, yeah, you guys ready? And then we're like, yeah.
Oh,
Here
that's
we go.
right.
Here we go
That
again.
is the thing. I was trying to. I've been told I ramble. And
Oh,
so I
you
was trying
do,
to-
but it's
oh.
fine.
I've been told.
I won't say who, but it's my wife. All right.
Don't forget that.
Oh yeah. Are you guys? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again.
Here we go.
This
So
video
natural.
was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against
Oh,
others.
there you go.
This
good.
video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond
Already.
between
Those
BTS
crying
and
eyes.
ARMY. June 13, 2013.
Oh, early
BTS
days.
were only able to debut because the scheduled performers canceled.
We knew about that.
was
There's
a
some,
filler.
maybe someone told me in the comments.
Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption, due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 예, 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 다 차 있으면 우리 못 나가고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저 때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 막 그때 그랬어요.
되게 중요한
네,
거고 하는 거.
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping
Wow.
in one
You've seen
bedroom
this.
to using their own staff as extras,
저 매니저 형 보이세요?
Oh wow.
recording
That's
an
cool.
album in a garage. These were
nice.
just a few things BTS experienced
Are they
early
sleeping?
on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 이렇게 오잖아요. 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 써가지고 16,000원짜리 후드티에 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을.
Oh.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
Yeah.
사실 남준이가 그 언더에서 활동을 했다고 그 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 그 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아 지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
I remember that.
찍어서 말하는 거 아이돌 부릅니다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때, 뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자.
Look at Suga's face.
BTS were being told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014. BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014. During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수호와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필 X일까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드릴 수
얘기 천천히
제가 저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요. 그래가지고 나 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag #KickOutJHope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended Hashtag J-Hope You're Perfect to comfort him. May 2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of sateki. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially,
how could they do that?
making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015. BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry.
Oh, wow. That's literally them leaving?
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions.
Oh, was this after War Home?
BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics.
Push pause for a second.
2016.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, this is so, I mean, I get it, but it's so annoying how careful everybody has to be. Like, you have a world stage, and someone's always going to be offended.
Right.
I mean, they can be offended by the littlest, smallest thing. And so, I mean, it's admirable what he's doing because he's like, I want to be, you know, making sure I portray the right message or whatever. But I also feel like it's exhausting.
I know what you're saying. You always have to, like, it's like walking on eggshells.
Yes, all the time.
And he's like, it's what he's doing is a great thing, and it is admirable, like how far he's going. But a lot of the things that they're doing in retaliation, not in retaliation, but in response to these criticisms, is more extreme than it needs to be because they didn't really do things that they were telling them to do.
Yeah, well, they're going above and beyond.
Right, to prove.
Yeah.
It's as if they actually were being misogynistic and therefore they're correcting. They never really were.
Exactly.
But they're still having to it is frustrating. And the bigger they grow, the bigger this gets.
During their epilogue concert, aunties began to use the hashtag plagiarism Boy Scouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away.
What?
거짓말하고 느낌이 딱 먹다 남긴 느낌인데. 아니 새 거예요. 진짜 새 거예요. 야.
BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016, aunties made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200.
Man.
Because of this, aunties took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016.
Everything.
During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury, even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue.
Oh my God.
And BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but
who's missing?
It was at
I
the
think
end
was that
of
when
the
Suga
event
was
with
missing?
That's what I was thinking.
For an injury or something?
But
Oh wait,
I don't
Suga's
see,
right there.
Is it RM?
leftover.
I see
Yeah,
Jin,
maybe it
Jungkook.
is RM.
Suga, V,
Unless RM's in the
J-Hope.
front there.
Jin.
Confetti,
Oh no,
Jungkook.
it's RM.
Yeah, it's RM.
Yeah.
no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling.
Oh.
Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken.
Oh, wow.
October 2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice nonstop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese. November 2016. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. And he saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑 그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에르만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님들께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요. 그 부분이 아니라
She's like, I don't think that's right. Oh, okay.
앨범을 산 그 이용품 말고 많은
I'm glad he's explaining it.
Exactly.
됐잖아요. 그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 점수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 드실 수 있는데요. 뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안
Man, I'm glad.
It's like, let me just lay this out for you.
February 2017. BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards.
It just keeps going.
The part in question was when the no signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. And siblings of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2000.
I was gonna say, literally at this point, they're like, okay, if we can just put out a death threat, we know that they can't have a concert.
Yeah, they just keep going, and it's like they're moving. Like they were targeting J-Hope at one point, then RM, then V because of his grandmother, not Jimin. They're just going after all of them.
Going through the members, Wow.
And I was gonna say
that's why they had to finally do like an official.
Like legal action.
Legal action.
Yeah. And I'm glad. It's crazy that someone goes as far as calling customer service to see if there's any malicious intent going on behind the scenes. He's like, you're literally looking at a chart that you see online. Like we're looking at millions of records of data on the back end, nothing that you would see or know. So I'm glad he had that long response, and they just kind of were like,
they're like,
yeah,
okay.
2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website.
Get rid of the whole show.
Citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth.
Literally love yourself.
Police
Oh!
soon afterwards.
Hey, Texas!
That they were
Like Texas?
investigating the
Yes.
threat. November 2018.
They were here and we didn't
On
know.
November 7,
Dang.
a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데
You know,
그래서
it's I'm gonna say this real quick. It's crazy how like the media picks up on some like 'cause a lot of what we're seeing right now. It's like it's trending on Twitter, and like this is just like a lot of antis. That's what they call them. They can kind of create a buzz on Twitter, but like the media, legacy media, like news organizations, if they see something picking up steam,
Oh yeah.
they're gonna post something because that's what sells.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're
Gets
just like
attention. They
furthering
just want
their-
attention.
and it's
Yeah.
furthering the problem.
Mhm.
You know, and I wonder like someone behind the scenes makes this call, and like maybe some of these people speaking like on this news show actually do care,
Right.
but they're just pushing it for views. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And, and it's making it worse at the expense of
Makes
BTS.
it worse, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요. 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체
Man.
어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가? 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가? 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못되는가
Yeah.
팩트 체크를 하는 이 2차 세계 대전에 대한 어떤
Yeah.
자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
White paper
The
project.
impact of attention.
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에
Wow.
볼 수 있는데 분량이 160.
Armies are legit.
Dude, you can't. I was about to
Let me
say.
write a 166-page research paper on why you're wrong
Yeah.
about BTS.
Well, like just kind of like earlier, whenever they were spreading, they had that trending hashtag about what about J-Hope to get him off the team. They had the other one saying "We love" or "Perfect J-Hope,"
You're
whatever.
perfect. Yeah.
Just
J-Hope,
like
you're perfect.
anti-trend. Yeah, Army's a fitting name.
Oh, absolutely.
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제
This is straight up.
뭐 문제가 됐던 내용.
He's like,
His reaction.
He's writing notes.
프랑스 작가분께서
Jungkook's
그
like, oh my god.
부분을
he's laughing.
언급해서 여쭤본
Like,
거였고요.
this is ridiculous.
I love that.
그거에
That they're
대해서
taking
그냥
notes though.
Yeah.
Right?
질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에
Oh, you can share the time.
드렸습니다.
네, 그 건에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그 건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에
Ooh, you tell him.
결과가 나오면
That's a good response.
Yeah.
감사합니다.
I'm sure you'll know when it
later
comes out.
uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first illegible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely.
What was their
You know what
response?
it, you know,
December 2000.
I was saying, you know what it feels like every single thing is rooted in is jealousy of BTS.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Like, okay, BTS is gonna like sweep the awards again. We need to somehow keep them out of it so someone else has a chance to win.
Yeah, true. And even like if you were a fan of another K-pop group,
right?
Like a really diehard fan, and you see this other fan gaining momentum, then maybe that would be a reason for you to like try to suppress like all the Twitter, stuff. Try to suppress that band's rise,
Yeah, and I mean, I know that we don't have once again all the context, and I'm sure there's a lot going on, but it just feels like that.
I at least am aware that there is some feuds to an extent between fandoms of different K-pop groups.
Well, yeah.
So knowing that exists, it's not shocking to know that they would rally to try to,
which is insane.
Yeah.
2019. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out
themselves on each
receipts
other.
and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company."
Wow.
December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to OSEN, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020. Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, "Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship." Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고, 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December
I was
2020.
just thinking
For
that.
the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service. Even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision.
Wow.
On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the
Which they did.
requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April
became the youngest
2021,
recipients of the award.
26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys. March 2021. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lau.
That was pretty aggressive.
What is wrong with people? What in the world? You know what it is? So all of these big name, whether it's a media company, a record label, or whatever you have, they have power. And that's what they consume. They just want to have power. They want to have power over people. The problem is BTS doesn't fit in their mold, and they don't need their mold.
Yeah.
And so anytime you have BTS come up, they don't need you. They can make their own way, and so they're constantly trying to fight against them.
Yeah.
Like
they're fighting them for power.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
That was great. That's like that's grounds for being like suspended. I mean, he was saying some pretty messed up stuff.
Steve Aoki and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke, and that folks are too
Of course.
sensitive.
Whatever.
During ZachSang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Never
I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like the rate. I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't. You know what I mean?
No, but they're like.
Like I don't
their
think
fan
that they're
base
gonna.
is so crazy. It's
Dude, and it's
insane.
global.
I'm a fan. Like, they're really
I like
good.
them. They're good I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it.
And
I
got
just.
I don't even know what to call them.
What did he say?
I don't know what they are.
I don't know who
It almost looked like he was like,
this one.
don't say that.
I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy.
Former
mall
deputy editor of Star
salon
magazine. Who are you?
highlights. And
who are you, lady?
The context.
She's like, I don't know who this is.
You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
Sorry. Oh my God. When I first heard something
Ashley.
Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice. Oh, that is not what you were saying during the break.
Oh,
The thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys.
喐校，要經學校，要經學幾有學啊，要經學幾有學，要經學校有。
What are they wearing on their face?
A senior
It's like a
editor
mask.
from The Economist
Yeah.
said, please no. After BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly, she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stefan Pola, a British
Please
journalist,
no,
to tweet
doesn't
this,
really.
and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, we're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this.
Yeah, they are.
BTS have
Yeah.
always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million
Oh, we saw this in the other
to the organization.
xCeleste.
With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of
Fix you.
mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and
That's
understand that their popularity comes from their
they
sincerity
surprised him.
and talent, armies have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
That's a cool photo.
That is.
Oh,
Oh man, that flew
I'm
by.
not sure I could have taken any more.
I got goosebumps like 7 times. I tried I didn't cry, but I had to really try when V and his grandma.
That was just
That got me.
brutal.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing. The internet and these
I hate the
social,
internet.
these social. I do. Wait, you
We're
hate
moving
who?
off the internet.
Oh, the internet. It's no, it's these social platforms that give people with just like ugly hatred in their heart,
give them
like
a
and
voice.
jealousy. I mean, jealousy is probably one of the biggest roots of
Yeah.
hate and like just evilness, and it gives them a platform without having to be seen.
Mhm.
Or
They can
or
hide
whatever.
behind a
They can just
keyboard.
be heard in their stupid words, and
I just don't understand how people are so horrible.
Right.
Like why they say stuff like
And they get
like,
they
hateful.
they find it funny or something. I don't know.
like the news guys at New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Like, I think they look nice.
He's like, that's not what you were saying behind.
also nobody
But
cares
why?
what you say.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Seriously.
about them. God.
they
They just think that people want to hear what they say. No, nobody cares.
Nobody watches the news anymore.
I think the part
Absolutely.
that they get defensive on, because they made a good point there at the end, like a lot of Army who've been Army for a long time have lived through this for a long time, so they've seen all the hardships.
Mm-hmm.
But like the part that got me there at the end when they were saying like the little Korean band or like that one, the Star magazine editor, like I don't even know who this is,
And we don't know who you are either.
yeah. But there's just like this
Maybe I
preconceived notions about these K-pop groups. Like, and this, so we experienced this a little bit when we first started this channel, and we pulled up BTS, and all of us were like, oh, it's a K-pop group. And like K-pop was just like, we know it's big, but it's just like pop groups, and it's like a Korean thing, and we didn't know a lot, right? And that's
an understatement.
No, yeah. But we boxed them up as just being that. And like that comment, that last tweet, like all of this fuss over Little Korean band, they're seeing them as just like these 7 boys who sing songs. But they've obviously done a lot. Like the fact that they were invited to UN to speak, and the White House, and like all these rewards they've been getting, and all the philanthropy they've done. Like they're like so much more than a little band.
Yeah.
So of course you don't understand why all the fuss.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'll forget what I'm saying.
It's fine.
It's exhausting to always have to prove yourself to people who don't care to know your history. Like, and I think that's kind of the point of what RM said. Is like, no matter if you understand or if you care or if you
respect us or
not,
yeah.
we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, and so I like that little dig.
That's good. Yeah, and it's true. They get tired of trying to prove themselves. It's like we've been at this for a decade, and it's more than just singing little songs. Like they're way above that, you know. And they still do that incredibly well, but they do so. I mean, they're just a lot more than that. And so yeah.
I get why people might have been saying like we weren't ready for this a while back.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like you have to understand like all these people, they don't understand the meanings of their songs, how hard they work, like all of the thought they put into every single thing they do.
Yeah.
And now that we understand 0.0005%
It's
of what
enough,
they do,
yeah.
now we can be like, well, you don't know who they are, so y'all can shut up.
Yeah.
Or like, that's why they don't care. It's because they don't know who they are.
Exactly.
They do think they're just a little like,
and they don't care to be
band.
educated either.
Yeah.
So
It's like they think that they're just handed a paper that says, here are the lyrics of the songs that you're going to sing today. Oh, here's the song, and here's a dance move,
Here,
and you're just a puppet.
Go put your makeup on and get your pretty face on.
And just go dance the song. And that's how a lot of people label them as.
Boo.
I'm mad. I really like how when they were being interviewed, the 2 times that we saw, and people asked about the plagiarism, Suga's like, I got this.
He's like
both times he's like, I'll take it.
He's like, let me
and
shut
he
this
did
down.
well, but I'm like, I really appreciate that. The dad of the group, you know. Just,
Yeah, he's one of the older
ones.
ones.
I feel like that's something Gabriel would do too. Like if someone's gonna talk down, he's gonna be like, okay, let me just take this real quick, and we're gonna shut it down.
Let me just put you in your place for a second.
Yep.
Yeah. Gabriel did this. He was agreeing with what I said.
Oh.
Peace.
No, I'm not saying bye.
He was just like, I agree.
I agree.
It's me.
I'm giving the floor to Gabriel.
My blood is boiling.
I picked up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
I was trying to
formulating
keep
your
talking
thoughts.
so we could pretend like give Gabriel more time to
Let me just give them a sip of water here.
I mean, everything's been said.
I know.
Yeah.
I've kind of like rambled
I mean, I
on
agree. Yeah.
throughout.
No, that's fine. You
Well.
probably said it better than I could have. So.
I'm ready to fight some people.
I know.
It's really
to
tempting.
me, I just feel more bad. Like, it's sad.
Yeah,
that
like
we
they
just-
feel that they have to do that
all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's
like you have better things to do with your life than talk bad about people. Period.
Bag talk. It's quiet, ain't no back talk.
I know.
It's just sad that it's all directed toward them.
I know.
Anytime we saw them on this documentary, like get asked the question, like the plagiarism question in person, it's so tempting to come back and respond with, like, you know, upset and like, no,
Right.
we've done this and this and this. Like, you don't know who we are. Like, you don't know how many hours we spent writing, and like, but you know how hard it is to be professional or give a legal answer like Suga did, or his previous answer saying like, we had this whole plan with the school trilogy, and then we just we were talking about the clothing.
Yeah.
It just happened to coincide, like.
Exactly.
But it's like they said, it's common in K-pop anyway.
Yeah. And like there's different eras for things, and things are more popular. So both bands were probably planning their album.
It takes time to get to that point anyway.
This stuff,
right.
Yeah. It's not like, okay, yesterday we decided we're going to do
right.
this.
Oh,
like,
they just did this?
For a year.
All right, next week we're going to film something that looks just like that.
Yeah, and you don't film in a week. You film over...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so sad. The world we live in sometimes is just very, what do you call it? Disappointing.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it is.
Like, seems like a fairy tale to like live in a world where everyone just like respects each other and
it's kind.
It's nice that they have that. You know, I bet a big reason they have this love for ARMY is not because they've like always been following their music and kept up with them, but also have like vigorously defended them.
Yeah, I loved all the ARMY refutes. Like yes.
Yeah, like they literally protected them. Like, because you know, like if you get online hate and like you're upset. And you can get so much love, you get one hateful comment, it kind of stings. But then if you have 100 people saying, like not attacking that person, but correcting them or whatever, taking up for you, it really like numbs that pain and eases it. So if they probably see, they get online, they see these things. And so ARMY has protected them probably a lot. Mm-hmm. So
wow,
it's just a stronger bond.
Well, our level of understanding after that video is like,
yeah,
right?
A little bit.
Appreciation and
yeah, that was good.
Maybe we're at 0.005% now.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot. That's a times 10 multiplier.
Well, we used to be at 0.00001. According to one of Abby's like numbers before. You're like 0.00001.
Abby's numbers, crazy.
When we hit 1%, we'll do something special, some celebration.
Surely we're past
Maybe we have to attend a
guys.
concert before we can even hit 1%.
No,
probably.
Oof.
We learned a lot in a very short span of time.
That's true. We have.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot to learn. That's the thing. It's like you learn things, but then there's new things, so then you forget things, and it's just like it's a lot.
We went from maybe if I was 16,
I know to watching this.
To
it's like getting mad at Coolio.
I know, ready to fight somebody for.
That's funny. All right. Well, that was a good time. I mean, it was.
It was a learning time.
It was learning time. Maybe not a
Yeah.
good time. It was learning time. It was a good video. I can see why they recommended that.
Mm-hmm.
Good documentary. Well put together.
I feel like it's important to understand too.
Yeah. And this is just till 2021. I know that there's been things that happened in the last 2 years that weren't included in this.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, we don't want to watch that documentary. We just want the sunshine and rainbows version of it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I think we are going to call it. We had a good time.
Good idea.
We had a good time reacting and being here with y'all.
There you go.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for those who voted for this on the poll.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why it won. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. If you enjoy watching us and this content, we also have a Patreon and a Discord and an Instagram. If you want to check us out over there. Otherwise, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Cool.
Bye. Bye.
Peace.